So at the end of the year being 2023, we've seen a lot of airsoft guns out here, and surprisingly, it's already been 1 year since I started recording and reviewing for Airsoft Master. So with all the airsoft guns, and basically with this comment, we couldn't do around the 300 because, well, some of them were pretty much, I would say, or might even be worth a sub 400 around that level. So I tried my best, but here we go with this, as this will be the top 10 airsoft guns for this year 2023 that I reviewed for Airsoft Master. Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Airsoft Master. Today we're going to be talking about is the top 10 airsoft guns for 2023. Now, again, to keep it on that list on there, for me on my own basis, we're looking into the actual cool factor of it, most likely the cost efficiency, and also the performance on the airsoft gun in general. Now, it is my own personal list, so it might be slightly biased into my own terms on what opinion wise, but if you guys feel like there's something else that is a lot better, again, don't be shy and go ahead and drop it on the comment below on what do you guys think. And as well to that, add your own personal list, because hey, you might be right and I'll be able to reply to it and saying, yeah, that's actually a true point on there. But starting off, we'll go ahead and move on from there and start off with our first list of the 10. Now, starting off with number 10, what we got to do is give love to the AKs. And of course, they're always going to get love, mainly from this company. We have to talk about Arcturus. Now, the company Arcturus is known basically being the experienced airsoft players that is built by airsoft players. And we can see that as what we know about Arcturus is being a really durable and tanky style of a rifle in general. The internal gearbox having that micro trigger switch, and it's a quick change spring system, because the one drawback that we notice on this is the fact that it shoots most likely around the 420 FPS. But again, it can be changed by just disassembling the gun and then getting to the quick change spring system, making it a lot easier for you to change it from indoor, outdoors, or whatever you would need to make it more field legal. Now, if you're looking for the review for the Arcturus, you can always check out one of my videos for the review of the AK05, and it'll be on the description down below. So now with number 10 done, what do we expect to be number 9? Yep, you guessed it, it's another AK. Now, this one is by Specna Arms, and one reason why I would say this is actually a pretty good setup for it is we look at for the Edge 2.0, from the J series for the AKs, even the cores. One thing that they do have that's a benefit is the quick change spring system on this one is easily accessed in the back end of the stock. Again, really nice setups when it comes to even trying to change out your spring a lot easier and a lot faster, like we've seen on the other Specna Arms, such as the Flex series. So with the Specna Arms J series with the Edge 2.0, having a gate aster in them and some other MOSFETs, that is a big plus on the Specna Arms, and mainly a big plus for the AK community, because this makes it a lot easier to change it out on the fly than some other companies that we've seen out there. Now for the Specna Arms J series, if you want to check out that review, go ahead and check out the number 9 list that we have on the description below on mainly the Core Series AK. Now coming in at number 8 is a company I haven't seen in a long time, and they came back really hard, again, with a lot more internals, better internals, and of course their normal, what we've seen regular on their actual full metal receivers. Yup, I'm talking about the Echo1. Now with Echo1, this is the BTS Mod 2, and I did a review for the Mod 2 and Mod 3, mainly because the fact that we had seen is the M4 variant for the PDW and the 9mm variant that uses MP5 mid-caps or high-cap magazines. Now, I have to give credit for Echo1 because the fact that they're known for their full metal setup, but of course, to make it more modern with today, they have the Mlock rail systems, the monolithic Picatinny that we know, but internally inside is what makes it more of a behemoth that we know, because of the fact that these guys use the same thing as the SEMA Platinum gearbox. So you have the same thing as your quick change spring system, you have your same setup as your Zeus MOSFET trigger system in here, which is the micro trigger switch that we all know and a lot more Platinums out there. So it makes it really durable and ready to go on the fly. And of course, one thing that we know from the update that we've seen with Echo1s in comparison to the old school Again, a rotary hop-up. So going from the old into the new face that we've seen from Echo 1, again, it's a big plus. But don't listen to me in regards to that. If you want to check out the full depth detail, check out the review I did for the Echo 1 Mod 2 and Mod 3. Now for coming in at number 7, I have to admit this one is an underdog, and also I've been watching this try to release it since 2022. And of course we were lucky enough to see this right at the beginning of 2023. I'm talking about the PTS Zev Elite. Now let's be honest. Yes, it's almost the same thing as the Echo 1 Mod 2, the same internals, the Zeus trigger MOSFET, and of course, like we've seen, the quick change spring system, but more of the SEMA Sport. The difference is that the fact that we have is a fully licensed Zev rifle. Now, we've seen other things such as the Zev pistols out there since a couple of years ago with like the Glock line series, and of course when they released the wedge rail by itself. Now that we can say we have a fully licensed rifle out there since 2023, again, the factor is out there. The licensing trademarks that we've seen on the lower and the upper receiver. That signature type of series you'll see for the Zev rail, and as well to that, what we know that sticks out more often is that bronze copper actual barrel. Again, what doesn't scream the SPCA or that 3-gun competition style than having that really flashy style out there that barrel would be known for. And so, hey, again, it's a really nice setup that I consider this like one of my actual type of favorite. In fact, this is my personal Zev. And so if you want to look at the review of that, go ahead and check that out as I put that on my number 7 list. Now coming in at number 6, of course, we're going to be talking about as another shooter ready rifle itself. And of course, one of the most badass characters that we talked about since 2023 is John Wick. Now, of course, the one scene that we all remember is in the Catacombs of Chapter 2 when he gets double-crossed after finishing the job. The main rifle that was known and really tried to be replicated, now is released, was the Teran Tactical EMG Ultra Lightweight M4. Of course, we have here is the TR15 Ultra Lightweight M4E1 with the key mod rail segment to be the more movie correct. And a lot of you guys were actually commenting and saying what parts did I use to make it more replica to the same one in the movie. So I'll give you guys the key point features that what I did so far. I have a replica LaRue mount on here with a Red Wolf actual variable scope. And the 3 segments are there is the key mod rail segments that I got from like Vism or NC Star, and a replica Dytac actual BCM foregrip, just to make everything be closer to it, to like the actual movie. Now I wanted to do the actual stock of the BCM on here, but it didn't fit because the buffer tube was a little bit too big. But again, you're still fine with the SEMA type of stock on here to able to use any, even the biggest I've seen is 2000 milliamp batteries inside the actual crane stock, and it works just fine. And the biggest flex that I will still say is the magazine. Again, the hardest flex out here to get for your rifle. But other than that, you can check out the review for that on the description down below. Now coming in at number 5, it's not an AEG, but I have to put it out there because the fact that it is a bang for your buck, it's a gas power system, and of course, it is really dirt cheap and very familiar to a lot of my airsoft shotgun enthusiasts. That should be the hint, as we're gonna be talking about the Gold Eagle Mlock polymer gas powered shotgun. Now for these guys is when I did the review, this was immediately sold out by March until April, and we were completely out of stock throughout the whole time for our distributors. Until basically in November when we were able to get some back in stock, got sold out again, and then we just restocked just now. So it shows how very popular this shotgun is, mainly the fact that if you can get the one that with the actual shotgun caddy, the rail segments itself, an Mlock system that's very familiar to every single one of us that are more gun enthusiasts out there, and being the price at $180 around there, you cannot beat this for a shotgun that's full length. And this is a really good system itself. And if you want to check out that review, don't be afraid, just look at the description down below. But again, a very good system, and for $180, you cannot beat that. Now coming in at number 4, of course, we're going to be talking about is the EVE 4 and the EVE 9. KWA's key features that we did like about them, which puts them at like the top 4, is the fact that we have a gate tighten ready system for the gearbox, adjustable FPS using the Allen key in the back to help adjust it to be outdoor friendly and indoor friendly at the same time. Really massive, great ideas out there. And of course, the internals gets better as we known as they come with already a KWA high torque motor system. What more can you ask on here than mainly the fact that either the question is whether you want the 9-inch or the 4-inch. And again, you guys were to see this, it was sold out so fast that barely we recently got this in stock for the time of December. So again, the KWA was such a good setup, and if you want to check out the review, just go ahead and look down below. Now coming in at number 3, this company actually came in a tie with 2 model of the series. Well, in reality, reason why is it was very popular earlier with their first version, but there were a couple key features that did kind of brought it back. Well, they did improve it, and well, they surprisingly released at the same time because certain logistics, but either way, we give it credit for it, is the G&G ARP 2.0 and of course the G&G ARP 3.0. Now, the benefits between these two of the ARPs that what we know is the fact that one thing is always the problem was the battery space from the 1.0. This basically was help improve while we have as the extended buffer tube system on here on the ARP 2.0 and the 3.0 having a foldable rear wire, which basically would fit in the back end of the stock. Again, very beneficial, and of course, they have as their natural setup of the rotary style hop-up systems. Now, a couple of us would actually like more of the 2.0 because the fact that it comes with a 7-inch Mlock rail system, while the 3.0 still had the original ideal concept of being more compact, being the actual 4-inch or 5-inch rail segment that you'll have in the front end. Again, many variations that are out there with different types of gearbox. What we have in between is the regular from the MOSFET system on the 2.0, and we have is the MOSFET integrated gearbox inside the 3.0. The best thing about both of these though is what we know for sure is yes, you can put gate tines in there as well. It is very easy to do and actually install on these. Just basically bring it to your local techs. But the consistency for even just using the ETU on here makes it really good on the actual rapid response. And what we know from using from Semi and the full auto that comes in here, as they all have, is the IFRT 25K motors. Again, very good setup for the bang for your buck around there, from being around the around the 290s to even the 345. Again, really nice setups, and of course you want to see those reviews, you can always check that out on the below for the 2.0 and 3.0. Now for coming in at number 2, this rifle was known for many innovations. For the main concept and principle that we're looking for is the compact, the concealment, and to make something ready to go on the fly just in case if needed. Mainly I've been looking at is for my DMR guys who needed a rifle on the fly that can carry, that's super lightweight, yet still takes the 5.56 experience or even the 9mm. And of course, if you guys guessed it right, we're talking about the G&G FAR 5.56. Now for this rifle, I have to admit, this was very impressive, mainly the fact that, of course, why is it called the FAR 5.56? So why don't we just show you right now. This still blows my mind. The fact that you can put this inside a flat pack itself or any other type of backpack system to hold it to keep it concealed and super lightweight for my DMR guys or any other milsim players out there, this makes it very compact to carry and transport, ready to go when you would need to go play at an airsoft field. And of course, or any other milsim game field out there. And again, what also makes it more impressive is the fact that you have it retracted with the rotary style hop system, and you still have the MOSFET integrated gearbox like you would have in the ARP 3.0. So again, it's a really nice setup. But what also blows my mind is the fact that this costs around the sub 250 to 260 in the price range. Again, a really impressive system that we've seen, and of course, like I did in the review earlier in June. Now coming in lastly at number 1, the best rifle that I've seen that's known for their internals. Again, quick change spring system, really good internals like we've seen with all the rifles that are down below, such as the Echo 1, the SEMAs that we've seen out there, the Platinums, and of course like the Teran Tactical and Zevs, really good internals. But what makes it really different compared to all the other rifles is it comes with a Gate Aster, mainly a reasonable price like a Gate Titan. But what we know that about this rifle being the price range around that we've seen for being around the sub 340 to 350, again, makes it my #1 choice. And of course, I'm talking about is the Specna Arms Edge 2.0 series. Again, very reliable systems, easy to change on the springs to make it indoor and outdoor, which they provide the springs for you, that indoor outdoor aspect, so you're ready to play. Again, a rotary style hopper ready to go, everything that you would need to go out there and go play. Again, it is one really good basis of a rifle that I've seen out there that where we would spend hundreds of dollars to help customize it to make it something like this, while this is just literally out of the box. So again, it is a really go-to, and congratulations to Specna Arms for building this really fine, genuine of work and making it still reasonable for us to go out and play. But other than that, what do you guys think about my top 10 and what would you change on there? Again, don't be afraid to actually write down in the comments down below, and don't forget to subscribe our channel. And if you're looking for products like these at Airsoft Masters, go ahead and check it out at airsoftmaster.com. But again, my name is Mike. I'll see you guys until next year. And again, Happy New Year's.
This video is brought to you by Airsoft Master.